What's good, y'all? Listen, remember the time when you were so broke that even your faith had to be put on layaway? I mean, do you remember the time that your bank account was so dry and your wallet was so dry, your purse was so dry, and your self value was just somewhere hiding behind the bills and all the bad memories? If you've ever been there, and you know what it feels like to be dragged by life, to be dragged by your feet, kicking and screaming. And by the time you get up off the ground, you're looking around and you can't even recognize yourself no more. You're looking like a bad misunderstanding. You're looking at yourself in the mirror like, girl, what happened to you? Happened to you, homie? I know what it's like. But when you get to this point, this is it. This is the point of no return when we know now it's time for me to rebuild, and not just rebuild my money and my finances, but rebuild my faith in myself. So today, how we going to rebuild our confidence and our coins when we got to start over? Okay, so welcome to the channel, everybody. Stacks from scratch. It is me, your girl, your host, your favorite host on this whole entire internet, Mrs. Latoya Slater. And that's right, you already know. If you've been here before, you can just call me Toya. I'm really glad to have you with me. But I remember these times, especially when I first came home from the penitentiary. When I came home after doing 7 years, 7 years gone, vanished behind me. No, I did not recognize myself as a woman. I did not recognize myself as anything more than the reflection in the mirror. I had children I barely knew. I had a felony with a record that followed me everywhere I go. And my past seemed like it was screaming louder than my future. This is a very overwhelming state of consciousness. And I remember telling myself, I have two choices. I can stay here broken, bitter, battered, dragged, or I can build again from what I got left. And so I started small. And yes, I know a small step seems like nothing, but it can really rewire your life. It gives you something to build on. Writing down one thing a day. This helped me a lot. Just writing down things. It gave me something to build on and reminded me that I still have the most valuable asset in the world, breath. I'm still breathing. And I built from that. See, the confidence and the faith in yourself is not going to show up to after you've done the work. It's going to grow as you move along. It's going to grow as you show yourself, I am ready. Now, let me tell you something. Faith in yourself is like a muscle. We know that. We can train it. We can strengthen it. We can let it go limp. But the stronger it gets, the better your life gets. But no one can train. No one can tone what they got training. No one can make stronger what they not giving attention to. And you can't expect this empowerment to just show up when you just always sitting in your comfort zone, just always waiting for that comfortable moment. You're gonna have to do something uncomfortable, even if it scares you. You're gonna have to do something that scares you, even if it's just a little bit. And here's the truth: you already got what it takes. When I realized that I still have this breath, I knew I already have what it takes. I have survived heartbreak. I have my children's father that I had before I went to prison got married while I was in prison. I survived it. You know, these are little things that we tend to take for granted. But once we can start pointing them out, letting ourselves know, betrayal, well, no matter what it was, I've come out on the other side of this rejection. I came out on the other side of this neglect. All that. and you still here, you still looking good, you still got the right mindset, you still got your point of view, your own point of view about your life. You still have your goals and desires for your life. And it's time to start thinking about the next move. So, girl, let's do it. Let's get into this, okay? Now, I want you to be motivated. So, this is what I want you to do right now, right here. Place your hand over your heart and repeat this after me. I do not rebuild from scratch, I rebuild from experience. I do not need approval, I have momentum. I have been through some bad things and I still look good. Okay, just saying these things every time is making you stand up for yourself and stand up inside of yourself. Put your name on something. Every time you choose to show up and speak up for yourself and stand up for yourself is your faith in motion. The hardest part about having to rebuild our coins and rebuild our confidence in ourselves, rebuilding our faith in life, is acknowledging all the times that we've so-called fell off. We like to say fall off like a failure, like it's a terrible thing, but this is actually a great place to start. A rocket cannot launch but from on the ground. So you cannot bloom or launch with guilt holding you down. You gotta release this. You've got to water yourself. You've got to give yourself room to grow, pruning yourself. You've got to give yourself grace and remind yourself. Yeah, there are days when I cry in the shower, okay? There are days when I question if what I'm doing is ever going to be noticed, if it's even worth it. There are those days, but I am rebuilding. And this is not about being perfect. This is about being present. Because you never lost your worth. You have not lost your faith. It might just got a little dusty in the storm. But today I'm going to give you some action steps where we're going to dust this faith off so we can rebuild this and rebuild our money right along with it. So here's what I want you to do today. First thing, I want you to write something down because that was a very powerful motivation for me. Just writing things down brought me in remembrance of so many assets that I had just been totally neglecting. Write something down with a pen and a paper, even if it's just saying, I am rebuilding. Next, I want you to write down 3 things that you've already overcame. If you don't write these down, at least reminisce about 3 different times that you've overcome something, some type of terrible experience that you've made it through. And this is your proof. Your subconscious loves proof. And if you could bring up these 3 things of proof where you've rebuilt and you started over and did a good job of it, you'll be able to do it again without having to take a whole lot of preparation. Now, number 3, I want you to take one bold action today. And I want you to do this right away. As soon as you click off this video, I want you to post your business idea. I don't know what it is. Maybe you need to apply for this job or this new position at your job. Maybe it's something that you talked yourself out of for so long. Today is your day to stand on that. Even if you go live, something small. But don't wait till you're ready to do this because like I told you so many times, readiness only comes after the movement. You don't have to be ready. You just need to get moving. You're not behind, okay? So yes, you are ready to rebuild. And if you're being rebuilt, I want you to think of this like a warehouse. And if you've ever worked in a warehouse, and I have several times, but if you've ever been there and you've noticed that the product comes in, either it's unfinished or it's just not a product at all. And it's our duty to get this product in shape where it can wow people, where it can function properly. And this is what we're doing with ourselves. It's kind of like we coming into this factory phase, and baby, these factory phases, they don't look so pretty when you first get your hands on them. But in the end, out comes the masterpiece. So keep going. Keep going. It's hard. And I know, even with me doing this channel, I know many days I wake up, I just dread that. Am I going to get on camera? Am I going to record a video? Am I going to produce a video? And it can be very daunting just thinking that this might not even go over the way I'm planning. It may not get any attention at all. And that can be a very intimidating feeling. But you don't have to own that. And you can speak to this emotion without shame, letting your body know every broken piece of me have a purpose. Every broken part of me has a purpose and an assignment to fulfill. And then you'll start remembering who you are and what your next move is. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got some value out of this. I know you did. And now that you're remembering who you are and remembering how to rebuild the faith in yourself and in your coins at the same time, I want you to click right over here and watch my next video, because this is your season to stop blending in so much. Stop accepting so much. And start rebuilding in silence. And I like the way they put it on my page the other day. I saw somebody say, you were put in the dark, you were put to be alone, and you called it isolation, but it was more like preparation. So come on, go on this journey with me and stick with me. Let's get our lives rebuilt. Let's get our faith built back up in ourselves so that we can see our money and income start to flow, balance with harmony and increase. And I will see you over there in the next video.